Good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Bong Hit Diary. Helios Dayspringer edition. Boy, he's going to be in the clink, isn't he? So, earlier this week, actually last week, some gentlemen were canvassing the neighborhood, and they were nice. They were from Cal Poly, and they were tasked with taking surveys, and they're going to, I believe, every sixth house. And I saw them through my window. I don't know if I was the sixth house or not, but I grabbed him. And I'm like, I'm just really curious what you're going to all these houses for. And I don't know. I got the idea they were avoiding my house because people know that I don't agree with a lot of things that Cal Poly does. It's very short-sighted. They're a geoengineering school, and they just want to turn everything into Wally World. It's ridiculous. So this is very important. I'm going to explain to you why. I have a crayon here. It's high tech in Stonerville. If you look at this portion of land, you know what this is? This is the airport. This is Pier Avenue. This number one here is what they're looking, their main focus is number one. What number one is, get all the vehicles off the beach. Get all the ATVs off the beach. Why? Because it's not for the sand. It's because, like I've been telling you, it's all the particulates out of the tailpipe is what they're worried about. And the fires, the campfires that are out there. Why? Because now they can replace it with new housing on the airport. And they want to kick out these trailers right here. There's a trailer storage area here. And why do they want it? If you look even closer, I'm going to zoom in even closer. There's public access right there. You see where that triangle's down there? This is access into here. Once they get access into here and all these trailers out of here, they can build a whole new development in here. Why is that bad for Oceano? And this explains a lot to do with why Julie Tacker has been, and Jeff Edwards and the Cal Coast News and those lot of lunatics have been after the Guyton family, Linda Austin on the board. Well, Linda Austin does a lot of things that people don't know. And so do these other families that live along this area here. And I'm only saying Linda Austin's name because she's a public official. She's one of several family owners that own this lot of land here that Julie Tacker has been envious of. Cynthia Rapogel, Charles Varney, all the troublemakers, Aileen Villa, because they want to build housing in here. So once they take these vehicles off the beach, Jimmy Paulding and all his friends, they all want to build housing here, high density housing on our local charming airport. This is a gold mine for Oceano. Why? It brings in diversity and moneyed people. Because people that fly into Oceano, they come in, I'm telling you, I've seen them. One time, one of their bikes got ripped off in the neighborhood, and the bike was worth like $30,000. The sheriff's office was on it. They got that bike back real quick, didn't they? I know all the lowdown in the neighborhood. But these guys get off their plane, and they may have a car, or they may have a house over here, or they may take an Uber into town, into maybe SLO. But they like to stay out here. They like to fly into here. They don't like to fly into SLO. They have their own private planes. And this also, as I know, is an emergency landing airport for several different agencies, including the sheriff's office. Okay, so this is a heavily used. You go to their website, okay, in the Oceano airport, and you get a better understanding of how important this this place here, we do not want to develop it. And me as a professional civil engineer, and I have homes that I've built and other structures that are not only in architectural magazines that are broadcasted internationally and nationally. Well, yes, I am. I've done this early in my life. These folks want to build on unstable land. Why is this unstable? Well, what they don't know is all these other landowners have to open up these culverts when this whole area overflows, so it doesn't overflow into what? What is this right here? That's a sanitation plant, and that's the airport. So if you look at this open field here, I mean, these families have water rights. They don't do it. They only do it because they have to keep the water from overflowing, because the county has done a poor job of maintaining this levee here. And this levee, if you put too much hydrostatic pressure on this levee, it'll collapse and all the water will go in the airport and this housing over here and all these businesses and the sanitation plant, which is most important. You don't want that to happen. And this has actually happened a couple times, just very minutely, but a little bit. So what happens is these landowners, they have these culverts, they open it up. It takes the hydrostatic pressure off this levee. It's very complex here. It's not like Jeff Edwards and Julie Tacker and Charles Varney and all the rest of these idiots here. April Dury, Lucia, Karen White, Aileen Villa, Charles White. They've never engineered something like this. This was be economically infeasible to build, because I've actually built on land like this. And the Coastal Commission, oh my God. So I told you, they want to get rid of these tailpipes and these fires and these ATVs so they can build stuff like this or stuff on the mesa. So this is the latest, I don't know, proclamation by idiots in the county of what they want to do that don't even own the land. It's owned by the county. And so they want to develop land that they don't own. They want to convince landowners to sell them their land, and that they want to sell this idea of the county. And who is this? We want to go into detail because this is very important. These people have been attacking the Guytons and these other families along here that have been doing nothing but protecting this area. Do you know how much money and energy they spend on protecting this area that they don't even recoup from the county or anybody else? It's terrible what the county does to these other families over here that live along this corridor here, because there's all other kinds of problems. Like there's a few houses back here that they can't even insure, only a few off a railroad, because it floods every year. This is unstable land. It's hydrostatically unsound, and it's also in a liquefaction zone and in a floodplain. This is not a good place to build anything except an airport runway, and the Guyton family were the ones who actually rolled out that runway for the county. Okay, the only thing that's stable is the actual runway itself. They had to build it up. All the land around it is unstable. So you have to build up all this land. It's a tremendous amount of money to put in a foundation that would be stable in those conditions. So you got idiots like this from the county that have never built anything on this land. None of them have. None of them. None of them. So you have amateurs that are just paper drafters and people that push paper around. They have never undertaken something like this in their life. And these are the people that are proposing it. Julie Tacker, Karen Veely, who else? April Dury. Let's take a look at these idiots that are proposing this. Let's take a look at one of their meetings.
Reconciliation. I'm sure he'll send us something.
And that in the future, we know that first, and then we approve spending money. But I'm totally okay with us spending money first now to get some work done, because it is important, absolutely.
Yeah, and he's good about his record.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He will send us that. I trust him, and that's a good thing, that he can be trusted. You have your hand up, Lucia?
Yes, because in fact, I'm very upset that Mr. Varney brought back up that old issue which we had dropped. And I need to say this. We did discuss previously that we all want to see the changes that are being made to the website. And it has nothing to do with control. It has to do with knowing what's happening in our website. And I'm not asking that.
So the funny thing about it is, you'll see in a moment, the only thing that's keeping Karen White awake in this meeting is Lucia shouting at the top of lungs. Look, she's dozing off in the meeting. These are the idiots that want to do this. Okay. and none of them have any building experience. None of them are any scientists. I'm a scientist. I'm an engineer. I've done all of this stuff in my life. So this explains why they've given the Guyton family so much grief, and Linda Austin and these other poor families along here that done nothing but help out the county from flooding this area where they propose to build. This is how stupid Jimmy Paulding is. This is how stupid the county is. And you know what will go in here? There'll be multi-million-dollar homes, and that's what Jeff Edwards. And let's take a look at who we're talking about, okay? Los Osos real estate broker is entangled in financial fraud allegations. That would be whom? Jeff Edwards, this fucking loser. This fucking, I don't know anything he's developed. And I'm quite certain his, I don't know, living girlfriend, wife, or whatever it is, named Julie Tacker, okay? That idiot. This idiot. I don't know of anything they've developed in this. This is his dumb wife or whatever. These people are idiots, and they're frauds, okay? And Julie Tacker, I'm going to give her some credit, though. Julie Tacker has done a lot of good in our community, too, but she's done a lot of bad, too. I'm not going to hold her husband, Jeff Edwards, is just a bum. Julie Tacker has done a lot of good things in our community, undercover work, overturning these corrupt criminals in our community that are in public agencies. But she's also done a lot of bad things. She's slandered people. She's been very brutal, and her methods are unconscionable. So you can't believe everything she says either. So you have a bunch of rotten eggs. You see here, Julie Tacker's pass on Los Osos CSD board serves as a warning to voters. They can't even show up their face to any of their board meetings at all. They don't dare show up their faces anymore because they're persona non grata in their own community. And these people don't have any dimes in their pocket. They don't have a dime to speak of. And they want to undertake something like this, these idiots. Neither do these people here. They don't have a dime to speak of. They can't support something like this, okay? And also, too, if you look at this, who is this? Oceano Advisory Council. I'm telling you. These are people that have alienated the business community. Some of their former members have slandered, including some of the current members have slandered other business owners in the community. They have zero commit from the business community. They're persona non grata, all of them. Okay, I'm telling you, all the members of the Oceano Advisory Council are persona non grata. So now you learn something. Take a look at the people here. Take a look at, you can actually go here to my video here, Oceano Advisory Council Exposed. You'll see the meetings 11/11/2021. Okay, so it was last year in November 21. Go look at their meeting, and you'll see this. Okay, you'll see this.
These anymore. Listening. See on their website. So, and has not, thank you for listening.
Hold on.
Well, this will be great on YouTube.
Right now, because you brought it back up.
Well, this will be great on YouTube.
Yeah, it will be, Charles
Nice
Varney.
job.
Is it all of us, Charles, or is it you?
It's you too, April Dury. This little bit of is stock. People are in a neighborhood. She has a criminal record. These people are not trustworthy. You cannot trust Oceano Advisory Council. So I want to warn everybody who these people are proposing these preposterous ideas. And they want to, this is why they've been giving so much problems to people that have worked at the sanitation plant, because they want to relocate the sanitation plant. So they've been attacking a lot of the members that work at the sanitation plant. I know Mario cannot stand those people, and so I'm not going to name any more than that, but there's multiple people over there at the sanitation plant and the water plant that cannot stand all those people that I just mentioned: Julie Tacker, Karen Veely, April Dury. These people are very dangerous, and they are not trustworthy people. They don't they don't bring any development money in this area. They want to develop this whole area. So remember, this is the sanitation plant over here. They want to develop this whole area. They haven't circled it yet, but they've been talking about relocating this for years. So now you know what the struggle is here politically in Oceano. You have outsiders that don't live here. Jimmy Pauling doesn't live here. Julie Tacker doesn't live here. April Durley doesn't have a pot to piss in. Neither does Julie Tacker. Jeff Edwards doesn't have a pot to piss in. What I understand is they used to, or they still currently live with his ex-wife. That's kind of creepy. So, and he's been accused of several swindles. You just go look online, just read it. So you have a lot of nefarious people involved in something that they shouldn't be involved in. The people that run this airport, they're totally against it. This airport supports our sheriff's department. It supports the U.S. Navy. There's a lot of things going on here, and we cannot lose this charm because we want people to have access to the dunes that are from all over the world. And this gives them access to have a diverse and vibrant community. Go infantry or go home.